like to welcome everybody and thank everybody for being in attendance. It is approximately 6:03. I call this meeting to order. Item number 2, roll call and declaration of quorum.
John Anise here.
JJ Pena here.
Francis Salinas, present.
Armin Garza present. I do declare a quorum. On to item 3, Pledge of Allegiance. May everybody please stand.
This afternoon, we have Joshua Baldomero Loya, a 12th grader, son of Leticia Loya. Currently, he is a senior at La Jolla High School. He's the student council president, National Honor Society representative, and member of the cross-country and track team, chess club, color guard, and alumni for National Hispanic Institute and UIL. He has been competing in UIL since 9th grade in science, social studies, and current events and issues in which he has advanced to regionals. Joshua is a proud member of the La Jolla High School Masterminds, for this will be his 3rd year participating in the KRGB Game Show Masterminds. La Jolla High School is proud to announce he is one of the 150 students amongst 5,000 across the U.S. to be selected by the Hispanic National Fund Youth Leadership Institute program. He was one of 5 students selected to represent the Rio Grande Valley at the University of Chicago this summer. He is currently ranked 13 out of 663 seniors at La Jolla High School. Let's welcome Joshua Loya as he leads us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
For the record, Mr. Cantu and Mr. Salinas joined us at 6:04.
Ms. Ochoa.
Okay, 6:04.
Okay, moving on to item number 4, approval of tax collector's report.
So move.
I have a motion by Mr. Alanis. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Ms. Salinas. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 5, superintendent's report.
This evening, we have a recognition of Central Administration custodial staff. I'm going to ask Mr. Alanis and Ms. Salinas to please step forward as you help us recognize. Is Mr. Nacianceno here? Oh. I'm going to.
No, yeah.
No, you. Mr. Nacianceno is our custodial director, and so we'd like to take the opportunity. Our custodians have taken lots of pride this summer in making sure that our building is beautiful, and those of us that work here every day have really, really appreciated their work. And so today we want to recognize Mr. Ramon Portillo, head custodian. Ms. Angeles Lopez, custodian. Juan Zapata, custodian. Marisela Garcia, custodian. Irene Ramon, custodian. And they're under the direction of Mr. Nacianceno. So thank you, Mr. Nacianceno. Please join us also for a picture. We're very, very proud of the work that you do, and everyone can appreciate your work. Muchas gracias por todo su trabajo. Les agradecemos bastante. Okay.
Anything else for the report?
Sorry.
Was there something else? That'll conclude our superintendent's report. Moving on to item number 6, discussion item, information on 2018 property tax rates. We have no information to share on that. We're moving on to item number 7, public comments. Do we have any public comments? Sir?
No.
At this time, we have no public comments. We'll be moving on to consent agenda. Can I entertain a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion by
I'll second.
Mr. Salinas, a second by Mr. Salinas. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to item B, bids, property casualty insurance, CSP 2018-93.
Do we have Mr. Who's it, Mr. Garza or Mr. the consultant? How are you doing, Mr. Garza? Two quick questions. On this one, I see that one of them is cheaper, option number 2. Is there a gap in between there? And if there is a gap in between there, is it because we need to get the liability for that company or what? Because it's $160,000 less, but we're going with the other option.
Yes, sir. For the record, I'm Roger Godson, consultant for La Jolla ISD, Dr. Benavides, and Board President Godson, members of the Board of Trustees. Yes, sir. There was a submittal. We have two options before you. Option number 1 is from the incumbent. It's a renewal of the proposed RFP, and option number 2 is a proposal submitted by various coverage and layered coverage. However, the only differential between the both coverages is that you have a general liability detachment in one of the policies in itself. So option number 2 is is omitting general liability, and option number 1 has it.
But can they get that within a window or a time span or?
The general liability is available. It is an open market, but it is available. We estimated at the time, and I think we even reached out to the school legal counsel. It's an item that's less than $25,000. It is available if the district would like to post it as an RFP, or if it would like to reach out to the submitting agents or the agents to obtain a quote for the district on its behalf. We would just have to ask legal counsel if that would be acceptable.
Jerry, I know that you were involved in that. What's your recommendation on this?
That's correct, Mr. Salinas. We did discuss the issue. I gave the options to Ms. Zapata, I believe, and I believe this is what the committee was deciding to do.
So can we do the option 2, and do we have that time span, or is it limited?
I didn't discuss time span with the individuals involved, but that was an option that you could go out for the general liability.
I guess the last question would be is if we can give the option 2 the opportunity, will that meet the deadline and save us $160,000? I guess that's what I need to be.
I don't know, like I said, Mr. Salinas, I don't know what the deadlines are. If you'd like, I can look into, have a discussion with Ms. Zapata on the deadline issue. I was not informed as to the deadlines.
So can we pull this item up for executive session? That way we can.
Can we take it out so that we can discuss it and make sure that.
So that we can you get that in
Yes,
between
Ms.
the
Zapata's
time?
here, I can get with Ms. Zapata and we'll discuss what we need to discuss.
Okay, so
Your question is to the timeline as to whether or not we'll still be able to get general liability insurance.
for that option 2,
Before
but
it lapses.
to save the 160.
Yeah.
That's, okay.
At this moment, can I entertain a motion to go ahead and table the item? I'm sorry, Mr. Willie, you had something?
Well, the deadline or the anniversary date for the insurance is 9/1. 9/1, September 1.
Okay.
So if we pull it for the next one, we will still be compliant with the time so that we make sure that we get the.
Can we take it up after executive and I can have a discussion?
Yeah,
Yes.
and discuss it with them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll make the motion to pull it back.
Second.
Unless somebody else make the motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Item will be tabled. Moving on to tab C, item number 6, ordinance 2018-01, certifying the tax roll for the 2018-2019 school year, setting the tax rate of a minimum of $1.31 per $100 valuation with a $1.17 for M&O and a 14-cent for INS for the La Jolla Independent School District, making certain findings and providing for severability clause. May I entertain a motion?
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Alanis, a second by Mr. Peña. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Item number 7, modified order of general election for the La Joya ISD School Board to be held on November 6, 2018. Can I entertain a motion?
I make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Peña, a second by Mr. Cantu. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Moving on to human resources, item number 1, Texas Teacher Evaluation and Support System, appraisers. We have any information?
No, these are just the administrators that appraise the teachers, and they have to be approved by the board.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Peña, second by Mr. Salinas. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Item number 2, public hearing and approval of salary adjustments regarding payment in excess of contractual amount. I have a motion by Mr. Salinas. Do I have a second?
Which one is this?
Second.
I have a second by Ms. Ochoa.
But are we taking?
This is Rebecca Sepulveda, and this is an academy director. This is on page 66. This is for her to work monitoring the students that are at Jimmy Carter Early College, the teaching center for STC.
Okay, so I have a motion, I have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Moving on to item number 3, public hearing. You have to go back.
Yes.
We're gonna, at this time, at 6:14, we're gonna enter a public hearing for the approval of salary adjustments regarding payment in excess of contractual amounts.
That would be for the, Sepulveda, correct?
That'll be from Ms. Sepulveda,
Yeah.
yes. So, can I entertain a motion?
Also move.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
A second by Mr. Cantu, a motion by Mr. Salinas. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, motion carries. Moving on to the next public hearing for approval of salary adjustments regarding pay in excess of contractual amount. Can I entertain a motion?
We're going to take the first one first for Mr. Efrain Valdez, Facility Warehouse Specialist.
What is the extra, the responsibilities for Ms. Rebecca were what?
For Ms. Rebecca, where she will be on duty from 5:30 to 8:30. They take turns. In a previous board meeting, you approved several other administrators, and I believe her name was left off. So they work after school at the teaching center, supervising the students that are doing the dual enrollment classes.
Are we in a public hearing right now?
Yes, we're in a public hearing right now. At this point, we're on with the second name on the list, which is Efrain Valdez, Facility Warehouse Specialist, with an adjustment of $6,000 with local funding.
Is he getting extra responsibilities or what?
As listed on your agenda, he will be supervising 2 warehouse managers.
Do I have a motion?
So move to postpone this item.
I have a motion to postpone. Do I have a second?
I'll say.
I have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to the third name, Alejandro Chavez, Custodial Manager.
This one as well, I think we need more explanation on this one because, I know that he is a supervisor, but what are the number of, employees that were, is he equivalent to Mr. Villarreal, Tony Villarreal, or?
The position is equivalent, but the pay is not.
The pay is not?
No.
Well,
But I understand that if it's necessary to postpone and bring some more
I would recommend that
information.
we postpone and we look into those two and make sure that we have more information on that.
I have a motion to postpone. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, it is 6:17. At this time, we're out of a public hearing. Item F, it is 6:17. We're moving into executive session pursuant codes 551074, 551071, and 551072. The time is 7:12. We're back in executive session. We'll go back to section B under bids. Item number 1, property and casualty insurance, CSP 2018-93. Can we have Mr. Garza come and give his recommendation.
Good evening, board members. Again, we'd like to amend our first recommendation and ask the board to consider option number 2 and award the property casualty to Montalvo Insurance, the property to Montalvo Insurance Agency, the casualty to Shepherd, Walton, and King, and authorize Cuellar and Associates to obtain the cyber liability and the general liability on behalf of the district.
Also move on Mr. Garza's recommendation.
I have a motion by Mr. Salinas. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Mr. Cantu. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Back to items discussed in executive session. Can I entertain a motion?
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion under letter H, personnel items 1, 2, 3, as discussed in executive session.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a motion by Mr. Salinas, a second by Mr. Alanis. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
I have a motion by-
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Meeting's adjourned.